right. Yo, what's good, everybody? This is episode 3 of Genuine Talks. Today, we're talking about drugs, and these are the boys. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Tudor.
I'm Ethan.
yeah.
Tudor, Ethan.
These are mans from Western, the boys who we linked up with in first year. Ethan was our neighbor, and Tudor lived on the floor below. And all you need to know is these guys are the drug aficionados out here. These are the minds to talk to about drugs right now. So basically, let's just let them know what you guys are on right now. Tudor, where you at? Are you feeling lifted? What are you saying? What did you take before this podcast just how it started?
Just smoked a quick joint and a half and also drank a beer. Considering getting up halfway through the podcast and grabbing another one. Not gonna lie.
Okay, this
Let
guy's
me
on
know what
that.
kind of feel.
That's proper.
Ethan, what are you saying?
I'm saying I took maybe 5-6 shots really.
So you're drunk? Are you not drunk?
And
Bro,
I'm-
Go ahead.
I'm drinking a beer too, so I'm.
Bro,
I'm
so you're kind of drunk right now.
Yo, man, saucy. That's all you gotta know.
Saucy.
Yeah, man, saucy. All right. All I'm saying is, me and River are pretty sober right now.
Yo, I'm sober as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm eating my cereal, bro. Like,
I'm
still.
only puffing the vapes right now. That's all I'm on right now because we're on lockdown here. Okay, that's what I need to know. All right, here's how I want to start this conversation. All right, I want to talk about weed. All right.
Fuck.
Yeah. I want to talk about weed. All right, because
Right.
man's got a story about weed. Let me preface this by just saying a few things. Okay. Tudor and Ethan are definitely stoners. There's no question about it. They definitely are.
Thank you.
River?
Respect.
Barely ever smoked. No question. I fit somewhere in the middle. Okay. So let me just preface that with the experience, the curriculum. And now let's have a conversation. So Tudor and Ethan, I don't know who wants to go first, doesn't matter. But I just want to know, when did you guys start and how did you start? What happened to get you into that?
Ethan, go first.
Okay, I'll go first. So I think I was maybe 15, grade 10 or some shit. And we just had one of my boys' parties. He had a house party. Arden, you guys know Arden, right?
Yeah, the boy.
Anyway, and there was this one kid. There's those kids in high school that been smoking since grade 9 and shit.
The crackheads. Yeah, I know you're
Crackheads,
talking.
You know him, Raph. Anyway,
Yes.
this kid named Raph was yo, you want to smoke? It was me and my boy Jonas. He's yo, you want to smoke? And me and my boy Jonas looked at each other. We're oh, fuck yeah. And then we went outside, fucking hit a water bottle. We fucking came back inside. And you legit, both of us were legit just sitting on the side for the rest of the night, just staring at the wall.
Wait, was this grade 10? Was this grade 10?
Yeah, grade 10, I think. I'm pretty sure.
So did you you had no hesitation going right in? You're just yeah, fuck it, let's just smoke. You didn't really care about the repercussions.
It felt
you didn't question the repercussions.
It felt the right time because I feel we were both thinking about it. Me and my boy were both thinking about it for a while, so we were just let's go for it. Let's see what it's about. And
And that was the first time you smoked, yeah?
Yeah, and we low-key both turned into stoners after that.
Did you get high though? Because the myth that people.
I did. I know some people don't get high on the first time, but I actually did.
I rate it.
We actually blazed and looking at the
Was
wall.
it a crazy high, like out of body type experience, some
Nah,
depersonalization type shit?
it was definitely high. We were fucking my head was spinning type shit,
I rate it. All right, Tudor.
Yes.
The guy of
So-
guys.
Thank you. So, what was it? The first time I smoked was probably grade 10. Fuck yeah, I was grade 10. I bought a gram off this one random guy from my gym class. And then
Wait, you were
and then
in my gym class, right, dude?
yeah, I was.
You're in the same gym class, by the way. Whatever.
That was the same class. It was. And
Next
going-
class.
I won't give out names or anything, but obviously, but I just kind of tried to roll a joint for my first time, so finger busted it. It wasn't that nice, I'm not gonna lie, but I did smoke a gram to my face during my lunch break.
How was that? What the
Smoked a
fuck?
gram the first time?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, it probably wasn't a full gram.
Yeah. How did you? How was the experience?
It's kind of weird. I didn't feel it as much. Felt kind of energetic and hyper, and happy, but that's about it. I didn't really get like high, you know, like
I lie. Was it some crazy out of body shit where your
like
whole
it
life was
just
like
wasn't
turning
like
different?
Wait,
nah, it
wait.
just wasn't like an actual holy fuck I'm high. It was just more like like
Is that how you
something
feel
funny.
now? Like, because you smoke regularly, do you ever
Yeah,
like get like really high?
I
Like
do. I do.
right now, right now.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
no, that's a fucking stupid ass question. I just realized. Okay,
yeah.
obviously, like that's why you smoke and shit,
That's the
right?
thing about weed though. Like you can smoke every day and still get high as fuck.
Okay, no, but like after you smoke it, because like I went on like a 7 day, uh, what's it called, weed thing, right? Where I just smoked weed like every single day for 7 days, and on the seventh day, I didn't feel like as high as I did on like the first day, you know. But you guys
That's
have been,
mainly a tolerance thing.
you guys
That's
have been smoking for like bare time, right? So doesn't it feel like just like normal to you? You know what I mean? Like do you still like feel like crazy, like high, or is it just like
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 this is your normal now? Like this is how you operate?
it's definitely
a bit of
different.
both.
Yeah, but like I still like it's not everything that it used to be, but it's still a lot of it what it used to be when I first started smoking, you know?
I lie. I lie. It's not like lost on you completely.
No, but
Um,
like it's more like I have control over it, you know?
yeah,
Facts.
like if you smoke a fuck ton of weed, you know, you're obviously gonna get pretty high. But if you're just smoking like not that much, you're more just gonna get like medical type effects rather than just like
Yeah.
don't know what the fuck's going on type thing,
So
you
what
know?
do you got? So what do you guys like to do? Like more often? Like get
Dude.
high as fuck, or just like smoke a little bit once, just like take the edge off, you know?
Like it all depends. Like during quarantine, I've been just smoking like a joint a day pretty much. And like
Just-
that and like usually I smoke half of it and then like a couple hours later I smoke the other half.
I
That's
lie.
just like, and I guess that's not getting crazy high, but it's still I still get pretty high and I still like get the effects. I still get munchies. I still like
Yeah, the munchies
it still
thing.
sounds like fucking 10 times better.
It's the most
Facts.
efficient high.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the way it goes. So let's talk about River's first time because we were all present, and so there's some mod.
My
news.
first time smoking weed?
No.
Is this in the
Sorry,
morning?
No, not the Apple story. I don't give a fuck about the Apple story, but
The second time or the third time, whatever.
yeah. Well, let's mention the Apple story, River. What happened? And
Yeah.
talk about the
That's funny.
Apple
That's
story.
funny as
This is
fuck.
Okay, yeah. So my first time smoking weed was in grade 12 plus. So yeah, it's pretty fucking late, right?
Yeah.
But one time I was at my boy's house and they were like, "Yo, we have some weed, right? However, we don't have a lighter and we have nothing to smoke out of. So that's kind of like problematic, right?" And so my boy Gentrit went. Do you guys know Gentrit? Like you guys met him at
Yeah.
Western, yeah?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
probably met him. Yeah, sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm. This guy went back home or like to the convenience store to grab a lighter, and we came back, but we still had nothing to smoke out of, right? So like that's very ineffective. And so we were like, fuck it. Like the only thing that we have now, right, is an apple. And so they made like an apple bong. Have you guys tried? You guys definitely tried. What the fuck am I saying?
Bro, like, yeah.
Like that.
I had
Yeah,
him the
let's
other
think
day.
about it for a second, dude.
Mm-hmm. So out of the apple bong, I went into the garage. Like we went into this like abandoned house, right? We went to that the garage and put the weed on the apple, and I didn't know how the fuck to do it, right? So they lit the weed. They lit the weed, and I thought like you have to wait for it to light and then inhale. But what the fuck did I just say? Yeah. Wait for it to light and then inhale. But yeah,
Yeah.
you're supposed to inhale it at the exact same time, right? So the first time, I fucking like I breathed and I accidentally blew the weed off the apple, right? And all my aunts were like, "Yeah, fuck," right? Like, River, you're stupid as fuck. And then
You're a
you know, I
goof
put it
up the weed.
back on, and they're like, "Okay, suck," right? And I was like, right? I sucked a little bit of like weed. It went straight down my throat, right? It's not very pleasant.
This man didn't use the tongue trick, bro. You gotta put the. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You gotta.
Yeah. But I don't fucking know, bro. It's kind of gross, you know. But like, I inhaled, you know. I inhaled all the way, you know, and just right. But then people are like, that's not how you do it, right? There's supposed to be like 2 inhales or some shit, right? You first get the weed into your mouth and then you do
Like,
that shit.
like yeah.
So I did that and I started coughing like a shit ton. I was about to
Oh.
I was coughing a shit ton, okay? And then I was pretty much done. I was like, okay, yo, I'm fucking done with this shit. Like, I don't want any more weed, right? And then Gentrit was just like, yo, no, one more. And everybody around me was like, yo, more, just do one more. And I get very easily influenced by peer pressure. So I'm like, all right, you know what, fuck it. I sucked on it, right? And all of a sudden, I just felt this, like, I don't know, it was just feeling in my chest. Like, when you breathe too much in when you smoke weed, it's just like, you just want to throw up. So as soon as I breathed it in, I threw up right away, all over the ground. And then I started laughing and like coughing and shit. But that time I did not get very high. I thought it was high, but I didn't get very high in comparison to the other times I've done it.
Bro, River's first time story is like the adequate peer pressure story. Like, if you want to go against peer pressure, just put that story out there.
I don't regret it.
I lie.
It was a powerful experience. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I enjoy throwing up. It felt satisfying.
All right, now I just want to go over. I guess I should. My first time smoking weed was in the forest. So man's used to. I don't know. You guys have probably done this a million times, but you go to a forest, you find like a little area that's a little open. You set up some lawn chairs, and that's your smoking spot now. So these mans that I knew, that was their smoking spot. So we pull off. We get to this place, and the only thing they had were bongs, because these are like some stoner mans. You know, they're proper with it. So I'm like, all right, well, fuck, I gotta smoke a bong. So I smoked the bong, and you get this feeling. I've had this feeling multiple times, also at Western, many a time, where I light it and I go to suck it, and midway through, I'm like, all right, now that I'm about to die. Like, this is not gonna happen right now. As the smoke is developing, and you see how much is coming at your
medicine, bro.
Yeah,
You guys remember that?
Yeah, I remember the story.
Bro,
This
medicine
guy's
is
so
some
stupid.
medicine is some madness. I'll explain medicine after. And then I essentially pulled it through, and I smoked it, and then immediately I just started coughing like crazy. And all I knew is I was absolutely baked for like a good 3-4 hours. But then after, everyone's leaving, and they all have like a way to get home. They're all biking. They're all pretty good. They know how to do this. I had biked to the place. So now I'm there, and I'm like, how the fuck am I going to get home? So I end up sitting down on this sidewalk, and I call a girl who I knew. Her name is Tara Fatu. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything to you, but that means something to River. Anyways, this random chick, I call her, and she's in the car with her mom. And I'm just so fried in my mind. I'm like, yo, Tara, I need you to pick me up right now. And she's like, why, Drew? And I was like, I'm high as shit, and I don't know what I'm doing.
How old were you?
This was grade 10.
She couldn't drive.
Yeah, but I'm high, bro. I don't understand these things.
Oh, yeah,
I literally
yeah,
just
fair.
called her and said, I need you to come pick me up. So anyway,
Why was she the first person that came to mind, though?
Bro, don't at me why. It was my phone. I clicked the button and I called, fam. Like, don't at me why.
You had a crush on her.
Yeah, no, okay. That might,
you had a crush on her.
Listen, we might have been talking. That's not a big deal. We don't have to talk about that, okay? Anyways, I call and her mom gets on the phone. So as I'm baked, I get a lecture from some random mom about the issues with weed. And then I end up hanging up the phone. Like, I can't do this. And I biked home high. And I don't know if anyone's ever done that, but that's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. On God. Getting home, biking was so difficult. I was so fried. I didn't know what I was doing half the time.
I just went on a forest trail like 3 days ago on a bike high.
Damn, Drew. He really downplayed your situation.
Alive.
11, like I used to bike.
I did fuck up my
Garden
head a little bit,
house,
low-key.
and like I swear I used to like every now and sometimes I used to fucking fall and shit.
It's tough, bro.
Coordination and shit. And
yeah, it's tough. I can't do that shit. It's not like that for me. No, but weed is some odd thing, bro. Now, I also want to discuss this because this is a very unique thing for people listening right now. I want to talk about River's story with the weed, bro. And this is very correlated to him getting to Western, because you have to understand, before we went to Western, River was very against smoking and like not about weed and like didn't want to get high. And so the story essentially goes, and River, you can tell me if I'm wrong and add on after. But the story
Wait. Which story? There's many stories.
Nah, I'm just talking about like the story of how it all started.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
And so the pretext is, so I had met Ethan and Tudor, and I knew they were about it like that. So we smoked, and I would go over a couple times, and me and River lived together. So he'd be like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna go smoke with the boys." Yeah, okay, I'm gonna stay here, whatever. So I used to go. We'd have a good time, smoke, and then one time, I think we were going to Marty's, bro, at Ohal. Do you remember this? Am I wrong? Is this the wrong time?
Bro, yo, I'll be.
When I talk about the first time I met Marty though, eventually though.
Yeah, no, definitely. That has to be a conversation.
Yeah.
I'm saying, the first time we met Marty. What was the first time we all met Marty? Okay, let me
so the
preface
first
who
time
Marty
we-
is, though. Let me preface who Marty is.
Okay.
So shouts out Marty. Okay, for the people that don't know, Marty is probably he's a big drug dude, bro. This guy's done more bear drugs. He's on the level of Tudor and Ethan, most definitely. If you had a smoke off, I still don't know who would win. Who would win? Yo, don't be
Yeah,
no.
who
I
would
actually
win?
want to
I'm
know
very curious.
between
I don't know,
you,
yo. I don't wanna.
Tudor, and
I
Marty,
don't-
yo.
Yeah,
Let's
listen,
talk this
listen,
out.
listen.
You can't say, yo.
Beef, yo. Yeah, it's like the only way we can really do this is just by like.
Don't be asking shit like that.
A
Yo.
lie, it's a tough time. And then you have to include Joseph too. Shout out Joseph. He couldn't be here. His
Yeah.
place, his neighbors got robbed. You know, I hope everything's good, dog. You know what I mean? Like, hope we're chilling with that.
Shout
I
out
don't know.
Joseph, yo.
I don't know what the situation is out there in Trinidad, but I hope you're good, bro. But saying so Marty's his next stoner guy essentially, but he lived in a different residence, so we didn't meet him until much later.
Yeah.
But
Can I tell a story about how I met
yeah,
Marty?
tell the story. Tell the story.
Okay, so me and I think all three of us, me, River, and Drew went to Ohal or some shit.
I don't think Drew was there.
I was
Okay,
there.
Drew wasn't
I met
there.
Marty completely differently.
Me and River went to Ohal, and then you started talking to we went to some random guy's room in Ohal because you said he was like next. Remember that?
Matthew, was it Matthew? Before he left to Australia?
No, I think it was Samit. Fam.
Samit.
Right?
Yo,
You
shout out
remember,
Samit.
bro.
Shout out
Remember.
Samit.
Might have
River.
been Samit. It might have been Samit.
Okay. Anyway, well,
It was a party.
after that, we met that ran like him. We were walking outside of Ohal, and randomly this like one guy like passes by us, and he's like, "Yo, I have a joint. Does anyone want to smoke?" And I fucking like turn around.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy fuck, who said that?
Yeah.
He's like, yo, I have a joint. You want to go outside? And I'm like, yeah, see you less. We got like River, I think goes back to Essex. I go outside. I spoke with Marty for the first time. This guy was like telling me about like his past and shit. I was like, holy fuck, this is crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
man.
that's not the first time you met Marty though. We
Yeah.
were introduced to Marty by Matthew.
Really?
Yeah. We were on like the third floor or some shit. And
Okay.
then we met Matthew, and Matthew was like, bro, like, yeah, we asked him if he had weed or some shit. And he was like, yeah, I
Cool.
have my boy. My boy has weed, right? And then he
Okay.
brought us down to Marty.
Oh.
And he was like, this is Marty and shit. And the
And then
first,
he already had a joint, and he was like, yo, you want to go outside right now?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, like I'll probably head back. And then Marty was just like, yo, anytime you need any weed, like any amount, you come through to Ohal. This is this is the first time I met Marty.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
fucking shook.
Marty was a madman. I met Marty completely differently than everybody else. And I don't remember the story. I
And then
honestly don't remember.
eventually, like all the boys met him, and like,
Yeah, eventually he just became part of the crew. But where was I going with this? I don't even remember, bro. But yeah, that's Marty. Marty's a sick dude, bro. I love Marty to death. Shut up, Marty. He's in Hong Kong smoking some shit right now. You know, I hope
just
it's
got-
good out there.
He
Yeah,
just
we
got off
doesn't look
house
that bad.
arrest.
He sent me a picture.
Yeah, I'm not. No, Hong Kong's off now. There's no more quarantine out there, so they're chilling.
Yeah, he
Really?
had an ankle monitor.
Yeah, they're
though.
getting off quarantine.
Yeah, but he had two, like, 2 weeks
Marty
of
got his
ankle
shit cut
monitor.
off.
Yeah, he has a 2 weeks, but that's like for flying. I'm talking about like Hong Kong is pretty much like back to normal life now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like
Very
he's
interesting.
big chilling out there while we're fucking stuck in the house.
That do be tough though.
It do be tough, bro. It fully do be tough.
Hmm
I still don't. I wish I knew the story behind Marty. I keep forgetting the story, man. But it was a good story. Anyways,
Yeah.
anyway.
so I want to talk about the lifestyle of smoking weed because some unique experiences here. So let's start with like let's go up the experience level. So I want River. So when this stone like smoking, right?
Yeah.
And it being a part of your day, like how did that feel? Like what's the story behind that? Like how did you? Because obviously at uni we had a bunch of shit to do. I mean we didn't do half of it. Let's be honest with ourselves. But when smoking came about, like was it always did it have to be a motive or did we do it like on a whim? Like how did you plan when you were going, especially as soon as you got into it and were doing it regularly? Like
For me personally,
yeah,
like how would I decide when I wanted to smoke weed?
yeah, essentially.
All right. I think it depended on how much schoolwork I had, right?
I lie.
If I had too much homework, right? If it passed like a certain threshold, then I'd be like, no, I'm not gonna smoke weed. But then sometimes I just get too stressed, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just work on this shit tomorrow, cause I see all the boys having fun and shit, right? Like all smoking together, like all chilling together, listening to nice music. I'm like, bro, I want to experience that shit right now. Like you have two
Why?
options, right? One of them is doing work, and one of them is having fun and chilling with all the boys, listen to nice music. What the fuck do you do?
Yeah.
Like obviously this one, right?
You're going with the boys. I
Obviously
lied.
the latter, yeah.
Yeah.
But smoking weed to me is a crazy experience, my guy. It's like
It's madness.
my high is different than everybody else's high. Like
When River gets high, it's like we can't say a lot of. I don't even want to say a lot of stuff that River does when he gets high. But
Mine gets high, yo.
I get high as fuck, and this is not like, this is like every single time. It's like always the same type of high, right? I get hungry as fuck.
yeah.
Yo,
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know this, but like one time I got hella high. I sat down. I ate 53 cookies. 53 cookies, right?
Bro,
To the point where I couldn't sit up.
we've all been there though.
That's what I'm saying. And then after that, like after the cookies, I was like, bro, I'm still hungry. So we went to McDonald's, got 3 McDoubles and a large fry. And I was not full. I was never satisfied with how much I ate. The only way I could tell myself to stop, like the only reason that I stopped, is because I physically couldn't get up and I couldn't breathe. My breaths were, I'm serious, like my breaths were shallow. I thought I had like some like heart disease or some shit.
The munchies are tough, bro. Let's talk munchies. Actually, that's a huge motive.
Yeah.
Alright,
Munchies
so-
are too crazy.
The munchies
Too
are
crazy.
What am I
my
managing
personal
munchies,
story about
bro?
munchies is instant noodles, bro. So taking the boydom used to like we used to smoke a bunch, but then we go out for a whole night and I come back to res and it'd be like 2-3 in the morning. And now I have to decide, and this is something that a lot of people have to decide. Do I just go to sleep right now or do I eat first? Like, do I put in the effort to get food
That's
and then
facts.
go to sleep?
That's fucking
So
facts.
a man used to take a stool, put it in the middle of the kitchen, and then just like sit and like make instant noodles, and then take it to the bed and eat it out of the pot, and then just K right there. That's been my like peak munchies moment, bro. What about you guys though?
Bro, like McDonald's is like hit like bro, McDonald's has munchies is like a crazy thing. Like before you smoke, you're like, oh, McDonald's is fucking disgusting, bro.
Like,
Like toasted in the meat,
Yeah.
like a bunch of shit. And then like as soon as we used to smoke, like back in like grade 11, 12 type shit,
Mhm.
like McDonald's, boom, drew chicken. Like,
Bro, it hits different. Yo, how do you feel about fries? The McDonald's fries when high.
like
Holy fuck.
they're amazing, but they make you. That's what makes you feel like shit. You feel like bloated as fuck after.
Yeah.
I never
like-
really realized that for the longest time, but like the fries, honestly, are one of the biggest things that make you feel like shit. It's like
Wow.
very
But it doesn't matter when you're high. Like you just eat it anyways because it's there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's
like-
it's the best, you know?
Yeah.
Tudor, what about you? What's your peak munchie?
Yeah.
My peak munchie. I'm not gonna lie. Throughout like most of first year, like when I was staying up till like 4 or 5 in the morning, like I'd probably have a ramen beside me. Like it was an everyday type thing.
Mhm.
It was like a peak munchie every day. Like before I go to
Alright.
sleep, I just need to eat like a fat amount. Though.
Ramen one
Like one
time.
ramen, maybe 2 ramen. You know, like
Alright.
anything else I have in there, like some fruits. Maybe my mom gave me some mandarins. Like,
No, bro, yeah, the mandarins, yo. Tudor's always
Yeah,
eating on the
that's not
mandarins or the berries or some bullshit. I lie. Bro, I'm gonna shout out Bearcat right now. I think Bearcat needs a
Ooh.
heavy shout out.
Oh, like
Mala fries, bro.
bro,
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
Tudor, and Jordy went ham on Bearcat.
Yeah.
But like you guys, I don't think you guys realize like we went ham. Like I was getting that
Food
plate
day
too,
type thing.
like every day. Straight
Oh,
up.
what the fuck?
Yo, you guys ran like Ethan, didn't you run out of your shit bare fast?
Like
Yeah.
first semester, all on Bearcat.
Yeah, I was so
All my
shocked,
money
bro.
on Bearcat.
What the fuck did
That's
you order,
mad.
bro? Mala
Plate
fries?
2 every time. That's like $15.
Oh,
It's, like,
plate
fat
2.
as fuck. You get like the bread and like.
You get the proper
Yeah.
meal.
Anyway, yeah, like I used to get that like almost every day. Like
Yeah, shout out Bearcat for the munchies though. Bearcat was a good spot to go.
facts.
I remember I spent my whole meal card on pizza, bro. Fucking man had our room. Me and River's room was stacked with pizza boxes at one point. Like
King Richie's, bro.
King Richie's Pizza. Shout out King Richie's because you could order that on your student card. And we'd be on a late night motive. And they were the only place open at like 3 in the morning. So you just order that pizza. And every night, the boys would just pizza and chicken wings every night. It was some madness.
Bro, I go to Subway.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Subway's clutch.
River would be the only man going to Subway.
Even
Bro,
fried, River had to stay a little
morning, too.
healthy. River had to stay a
Bro,
little bit healthy.
Okay, yo, I was fried as fuck, right? And every time that you guys were fried, I'd ask you to go to Subway.
Yeah, we all
Nobody
be
was
like,
about it. And they're like, "Are you walking to Subway? Like, what the fuck else would I do? I have to walk, right?" But,
Nah,
oh my
here's-
god, like,
Here's the thing with the Subway orientation, bro. Bearcat's like right across the street. Subway is like an extra like 10, 20 steps that I'm just not about. You know what I mean?
you guys
Like,
are so lazy.
like, I'm
Yeah,
just not
when
about
it's
the
cold,
extra
like,
steps.
It's not a motive.
It's not a motive at all, bro.
But like, yo, it got to a point where I knew the person that was working. His name is Eric, right? And every single time I went, I remember I went 8 times in a row because I got fried like 8 times in a row. Every single time I went, he'd be like, "You're fried, aren't you?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I am." And I start laughing at the customers and shit. I start laughing at him, and like,
Bro,
I
let's
take
just
very long to order.
take your time and get fried River one day because like it's a different experience. The man
Yeah.
turns into a different human being. I've seen River like at a lit party be just a zombie, and I've also seen him like at a chill chill just with the boys be absolutely nuts. Like he's done
Yeah.
both.
There was a party. I was legit like waking River up because we were so
Oh,
fried.
yo, that was so crazy.
We'll talk about that, River.
I'll
You probably
never
would.
forget that. Yo, I don't even know what the fuck I smoke or who I smoke with. I think it was you,
It was definitely me. Like,
bro. It was some
we went
next
to some
week.
party on like the second floor, and this guy was like looking around, and every now and then he would just like die. He'd be like,
Was that the 2 North?
I used to be like, River.
Yeah, that was that 2 North party. And
Bro.
taken, this is a party where everyone's going absolutely nuts. We're on the
Yeah,
tables,
yeah.
people playing beer pong, music everywhere. And
so
the
funny.
3 of us are having a good ass time. We're forever chilling. And every time you look over at Riv, this guy's just dead. Like no response ever at all.
Okay, here's the thing, right? I think I smoked a bit much.
Probably.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
That's the only way, yeah.
It got to a point where it became like unenjoyable because I remember my peak, like my when I most enjoyed that weed was probably 5 minutes in. I was like, yeah, like I was getting hype and shit. I was like running around, but then I went to this party and all of a sudden it just became like too much. Like shit became moving in slow motion. Everything just looked like a time lapse type shit, right? And there was a single stool. That's all I remember. There was a single stool at this party, and I was like, I saw somebody sitting on it, right? And I was like, you get off, right? This man was like, all right, bro, like, don't do anything. I was like, bro, I'm just high, don't worry, right? I sat down, and Ethan was just like vibing with like a beer in his hand. He was just like looking around at everybody, and I was also looking around. Like, I didn't have any fun. Take this in, right? And here's the thing, I don't know how the fuck Ethan knew, right? But every single time I start to zone out, like the exact second when I start to zone out, this guy taps me on the shoulder. He's like, yo, River, stay with me, bro. Stay with me. And then I'd stay with him. I was like, how the hell does this guy know? How does this guy know me?
It's because you like with the fall on the ground.
No, but sometimes it wasn't obvious.
Like,
I don't think it was obvious. Well, like I don't know, Ethan. Like, what were you thinking? Like, what are the cues that you
Like,
saw?
Like you just look like you weren't like taking in everything. Like there's a bunch of drunk kids in front of you, and you look like you were thinking about something on a different planet. You know, everyone else is like getting lit to music, and River's probably thinking about like the fucking like the beginning of mankind or some shit.
Lie on some next thought process.
And I saw you start being like that. I knew that like it'd be like that for a while. So like every now and then I'll like look over and like see.
I'll actually never forget. Never forget.
Madness, bro.
That was crazy. But yeah, I was high as fuck. It was almost as if like the world caved into just my mind.
Yeah, I feel like since I smoked with me too, I felt like the responsibility to like, you know,
make sure the mans were good.
Yeah, make sure mans was good, you know.
Nah, bro, it was always a blessed experience. Like I always had a good time, except for like that time I just smoked too much, right?
Yeah.
Nah, there's been some definite wipeouts. Let's talk about Dylan Mon. Shout out Dylan. So we went outside, puffed a joint, passing around. And this time I was the instigator version of Gentry for River. It was his first time smoking it forever. We passed the joint around, and he smoked one bit. He's like, "Yo, I'm fried." And I was like, "You're lying." So I made him smoke another one. And the next thing I know, this guy is dead. He hits my bed, and he doesn't leave for hours on end. He was absolutely passed out off of 2 hits on a joint, and I will never understand.
That was the blueberry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what that was. I rolled a fat joint. I remember them. Fucking no, we were both trying to convince them.
Yeah, no, that's true. It was a real rotation. We're like, okay, we know you're gonna get fucked up, but we'll just let you do it anyways. It was hilarious. And then I'm trying to think of any other wipe up. Okay, MedSid is definitely a moment.
Yeah, MedSid.
Okay, let's talk about MedSid.
All right,
Okay,
so
you know.
Because I wasn't there, but I
was present. I saw everything from the outsider's perspective. All right. So we were going around in MedSid because there was a MedSid party going on, right? Somewhere, right? We didn't know. But somebody, I think, was it Yusuf?
Yeah. So I had initially gone to MedSid to hang out with friends and like, you know, do my like have a party and stuff. But then we meet this guy named Yusuf. Shout out Yusuf, I guess.
Yeah. Shout out
We met him
Yusuf.
at the gym once before that.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. We met at the gym to play ball once. He's a little bit. He's a homie. Hangs around sometimes. But
Yeah,
anyway.
he's in my philosophy class too, bro. He was in my tutorial, so like,
Yeah.
it's a good experience. Anyways, Yusuf was like, "Yo, anybody down to ball up, right?" And obviously Drew, like, "Yeah, you guys
Hey,
got
good
weed? Let's
boy.
go. Yeah, Ruben was like, let's go right now. Right? So we go to this guy's room, and Drew's packing a bowl. Drew's like, all right, let me pack my bowl and shit, right? Oh fuck. Um. Anyways, this guy packs like a bowl that's good for him, and then fucking Yusuf is like, bro, are you serious? Like, that's a baby bowl, right? And you know Drew, like his pride's very high and shit, right? And
Okay, not just that. He said he was trying to
pride's
logic
high.
me into it too,
Your
because he was
pride's
like
high.
no, but he was like, yo,
Your
this
pride's
bowl
hella
piece.
high.
He's like, yo, this bowl piece is small. You don't even know how much you're packing. Like it's barely anything. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I hand the bowl piece.
He
off
didn't
to
say
him.
that. Don't cap,
He
bro.
definitely
didn't say
said that, bro.
No,
He
he just
definitely
said
said
baby
that.
balls. He said baby balls,
Okay,
and you're like,
okay.
no, never. I'm not a baby, bro. Like,
All right. That is very accurate. Not gonna lie.
because your pride's high.
Yeah. So then I
Exactly.
pass it to him. Like, okay, you pack it, because I'm like, okay, this guy's not packing. It's whatever. He doesn't want to waste weed. He's not gonna. So he packs the bowl and he gives it back to me, and you could tell from like I looked at the bowl and I was like, oh, no, I have to smoke this. Like it was that scenario where I was like, I knew I was about to get like done tonight. Like it was over.
Why didn't you speak up for yourself
Because
at that point?
It was just like, all right, well now we're just gonna do this because I had to
Your
go
pride's high.
through. Yeah, I had to go
You
through
have
with it.
very high pride.
I had to go through with it. So I did. And it was one of those moments where like, yeah, I had to be a rude man. So anyways, I packed the minute I put it into the bog, I knew immediately this was over. Like this night was done. There was nothing happening anymore. It was over for me. So I'm like, all right, let's just see what we can do. So I go to smoke it, and I can't even finish the damn bowl. It was so fat, and I got zooped. Like there was 2 minutes where I was okay, and then I immediately was done. And I think the guy saw it. Like the river definitely saw it in the room where I was like, "Yeah, I didn't sit down. Like I'm gonna die. Like this is not happening."
Okay, yo, take in, right? You know how the bong gets all cloudy and like really, really milky? Drew took like a big inhale, and it was still just as milky. And I was like, yo, my jaw dropped, bro. I was like, this guy's dead. This guy's dead. But he's gonna try to finish it anyways because his pride's high, right? And this guy was like, yeah, fuck it. And this guy was like, I need to sit down. And then that's it.
The minute it was over, and then after a while, for a while I was okay. We were walking around. I was donezo, but I wasn't like in a mode where like I was gonna die. And then
that's what you look like though.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I was still like coping with the scenario. And then, at one moment, my stomach just hit, and like the thing with like throwing up is just a natural body reflex. So if you like are able to resist it enough, it'll just go away. But this was overwhelming of a feeling. So I bolted. I don't even think anyone saw me go to there initially, but I bolted.
Nobody was there, bro. We all left you on the staircase because you were such a liability. We were looking after you for an hour.
Yeah.
We tried to talk to you. You're like, No, what the fuck you want me to do? Like carry you?
Bro, it was some madness. So anyways, I bolted to the
bro.
bathroom. I bolted to the bathroom because like, okay, there's no way I'm gonna do this other than I gotta get it out of my system. That's the only way this is gonna work. So I get in there, and then all hell breaks loose. The minute I hit that toilet bowl, all hell breaks loose. And I think I'm alone, so I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll get this out of my way. And the next thing I know, the bathroom starts filling with mans, bro.
Bro, there's like 10 mans in there watching you, bro, from above the stall, just looking down on you throwing up. All I hear is, bro.
Oh man,
and that's disgusting.
I attest to this. On that night, as I was throwing up, I saw string theory. Like I visualized string theory. It was madness. I saw the tiles on the floor that turned to strings and wobble. It was crazy. But then we get in the Uber. This night's not over yet. Like I thought I was done. I'm good enough. We hop in the Uber to leave, and midway through, so. You have to understand, the Uber ride from Medsid to Essex, our residence, is 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. So I'm like, okay, I got this. If he drives fast enough, I'll be able to go. The minute we get into the little roadway, he gets held up by some slow-ass car. So immediately my mind's like, fuck, hold it in. So I'm holding it in. And just as we're about to pull into our residence, I had probably 2 more seconds before I could have actually hit a bathroom. I was like, nah, can't do this. And I put my head outside, and I puked all over the ground beside the Uber as it was running. So you had to understand from an outside perspective, if you saw it, the car was pulling into Essex, and there was just a puke trail right beside it of me. Oh man, I got two.
Bro, but take in, you didn't puke once. You puked 2 times.
Yeah.
You puked the second time right when we stopped.
Oh yeah.
Why didn't you just wait and like, okay, you had like 2 seconds. You could have just waited and got out and then puked.
Bro, what I didn't want to do is puke right midway through. Like as I was opening the door and then puke on seats and shit. So I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I'm just gonna get it out of the way now.
But bro, if you want, I have all the videos of you puking. Let me know. Say thank you. Say thank you.
I have to prove.
You're welcome.
That night was mod. That's all I can say. And that was crazy. Okay, I think that's enough talking about weed. I want to talk about some other drugs right now.
That's what I was thinking.
Do you want to do Molly or LSD first?
Ooh.
That's the real question. Oh, that's a
Yo, it's up to you. It's up to you guys. I
I'm
only did
thinking-
LSD.
Let's do Molly first in terms
My
of
experience was
progression.
fun.
Yeah. So okay, River can't attain to this.
I was an outsider. I have an outsider's perspective though.
Yes, that's very nice. So, first time we took Molly at Western, it was my third time taking Molly, but the first time that we all did it together, we were going to this mod mansion party, and Tudor was like, "Yo, I got a pill." Now, wait. Before you do this, I want to know Tudor's conversation upon buying this. How did that go down?
Yo, like just looking at this pill, I knew it had some sort of opioid in it. Like we opened it up and like just looking at it, I was like, this is not clean Molly. Like this is
And then I was just like, fuck it, and Drew, I sort of was just like, fuck it.
Yeah, like, well, okay, fuck it. You know, at this point, just put it in. Let's go. But Tudor, I want to know, like, shout out Ollie because he's the one who sold it to us. But how
Ollie
was the
sold it
buying
to you guys?
process? Yeah, Ollie had it, bro.
Holy.
Ollie, yo. I didn't even know that, yo. I just like reconsidered.
So wait, how'd that go down, Tudor? How'd you approach Ollie, or did he approach you?
All right, so he just told me no, sorry. Okay, so the night before, like, we were just at O-Hall, and he was like, yo, like, I just got a free bean. And I was like, what do you mean you got a free bean? And he was like, yo, my friend just, like, gave me a free, like, Molly pill. And I was like, fuck.
Honestly, all this shit happened to Ollie, bro. Ollie is like,
Yo, I don't understand that guy.
this guy's full of surprises, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always something, bro, with Ollie.
I need to have Ollie on this podcast to be honest.
Straight up.
And then later that night, the guy that gave it to him actually like just randomly showed up and asked him. I was like, "So is it clean?" He was like, "I don't know, man. Like my friend just gave it to me. Like I don't know what the hell's in it. Like I don't know what it is, man." I was like, "All right, this is sounding real safe, you know." So and the next night, I think that party was happening, right? So I was just like, all right, how can we get messed up? Like I don't have any alcohol. Like it was during the weed drought. We didn't have that much piff, so you know, like
The weed drought. Oh, okay, go. To finish the story, we gotta talk about the weed drought. Go.
I gave Ollie $5 for it. And the reason he actually didn't want it is because he like opened it up and tried it and he said that it just got him numb like an opioid would. And I was like, oh,
Jesus.
okay, you know.
So then Tudor we crush it up. We open up the pill, take the powder, put it in some water, mix it up, and we head over to this party. And I can attest to my experience. I guess you guys can do it after. It didn't really hit. It like hit in the sense of like I could feel it. Like there was definitely a lot more love and connection and euphoria, but it wasn't anything nuts. It was kind of cool though, because it was like, you know, it was a big party, a lot of shit going on. You just felt nicer, you know, you felt cooler. You kind of just felt like lifted.
Yeah, like for me, like the Molly water felt like I just drank a lot of alcohol, to be honest.
Oh,
But like when you first got to the party, it hit, and like there were like really like I don't know if there were cool lights or some shit.
There were, yeah.
But like the amount of people and the lights and everything was just like at that moment, like I don't know if it was overwhelming, but it was just like in my face. Everything felt like really like in my face.
Hundos.
Wait, I have a question. How did you guys know how much like how to mix the Molly water, you know, and how much to give to each person?
Nah, we just sipped it.
Yeah, we didn't. We just put it in a bottle of water and then sipped
and then just start sipping.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, bro. Y'all are risky.
It was already a risky job putting it in there in the first place. So after that, it's like, all right, well, we'll fuck it now.
Yeah, there's so many red flags. You guys just avoided all of them.
But Tudor did bring a test kit. Tudor did bring naloxone. So
oh, true. Yeah, I remember that.
we had a naloxone kit, so it would have been okay. But yeah, so that's the first time, and then I think a couple of days after, not even, or Marty.
I gotta say one more thing about that bean. That water like actually ended up finishing the water with the floaty bits at the top that like clearly weren't M because like it didn't like dilute. I gotta say, like 4 hours after that, like I felt like shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely
like I never experienced that. Like I don't remember
Like
feeling like shit. But go on.
I don't know.
What do you
like,
mean by
like,
feeling like shit?
Like
like
Physically ill?
like after you take a fucking pill, like when it
no,
wears
but,
off.
but when we did the actual M, it didn't feel like that.
Yeah, when you get a hangover off opium, it's like a like it hits,
Yeah,
like it's a
like-
next hangover. But that's probably because of the opioids in the bean that affected that. I don't think it was the Molly itself. You do get a Molly hangover, but it's not that nuts. It's bearable.
I
My-
heard the Molly
what's funny
hangover
is
is shit, bro.
It
Like-
can be.
like
My second time doing it,
You
I did
remember
it. You
what
guys
shit
remember
happened?
this? It was awful. It was the come down was bad. The next morning I woke up, I was tired. But the time we did it with Marty, which we'll go into, it wasn't that bad. But I think it's because we stayed up for a lot of it. Like we went through the whole phase, and then we finally were like chill, and then we went to sleep.
Yeah.
Mm.
But that's the time we'll talk about. A couple days later, shout out Marty again, Marty to plug.
It was the next day. I'm not,
it was
I'm not
an-
gonna lie.
It was
the
legit the
next
next day. Take that in.
Yeah, it was what you're
It was
not supposed
legit the next day. We took Molly and day. And that still hasn't really processed in my mind. I don't
Nah,
think.
it did.
But
It really
anyway,
hasn't. The very
to.
next day, no, yeah.
After-
Tudor was doing some next shit, but
well, yeah, and then never even talk about that. Candy flip.
Tudor
Shit.
candy flip. He was on acid and Molly. It was next, but
We
we
forgot about the acid for a while.
we linked up with Marty, and he goes, "Yo, I just bought some Molly." And I don't think Marty quite understood the proportions to buy Molly in, so he bought a fuck ton of Molly. Like it was a lot. Yeah, I think he bought what 2.5 grams, something like that. 3 grams of Molly, and like you're supposed to take like 0.1. Like that's
Holy shit.
so we looked at Marty because the thing, it was just a fat crystal. It was one fat crystal. I was
Yeah,
like,
it looked next.
I was like, yo, Marty, like, do you expect us all to take that? He's like, yeah, like we're good, right? I was like, nah, you're supposed to take in like points, bro. So we mash it up, we get it together, and everyone just puts it in at the same time.
Tudor was like doing the portions for everyone.
Yeah. Tudor's portioning it out, making sure everyone had a good dose, get it right, and we got it. And this was the night that River was leaving.
Yeah, that too. River was leaving that night. She was weird. Like,
Yeah, and
remember,
we
like we were like doing a bunch of shit in the background whilst we were just tripping the fuck out.
yeah.
Yo, I
So-
was gonna do it too. Like if I didn't leave that day, I would have done it.
Yeah, we will. Don't worry. You have to get on that with us.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad I missed out on that experience because y'all
was-
look like you're having like bare fun.
It was amazing, honestly.
Marty
And
gave like one of the best speeches I've ever heard in my life.
yes.
You know,
Really?
that one
Really?
speech he gave.
was
Like,
powerful.
not even. What was it about? Like us being. It was like we're all meant to be here.
Yeah. He was talking about the
brothers.
connections. And that's why I wanted to talk about the story of how I met Marty, because he had this whole philosophy, because he met you guys separately, he met me separately, and then we all
Yeah.
came together. And there was a bunch of purpose stuff, but it was a very amazing speech.
Yeah, he just like. Yeah, he like he said it like perfectly. And as soon as he said it, that's when the Molly hit for me. I was like, holy fuck, this guy's fucking genius. I was like, this guy's the man. I was like, I love this guy. That's what I just thought. I remember
Yo, is being on Molly like being high or
No.
being on
No.
acid?
different.
Or,
It's different.
It's very different.
how
It's
would you
very
guys
different.
describe it?
You just
Um,
love
you
so
love
much.
Euphoria and love for like everyone and everything.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
amazing.
pure love.
And also the word, like visually, it gets like, it's not like the like HD, but it's like a widescreen display.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
light scales are kind of fucky. Like especially flashing lights. Like it starts like
Yeah,
really
yeah.
tripping you. Like you're like, the fuck's
Yeah.
going on? Like, you
Yeah.
start
Yeah,
kinda-
didn't we put on flashing
Right.
lights for a bit?
Yeah, we
Like,
did. I remember putting
all
on
like,
flashlights.
we about to get a seizure. So
Yeah, it was some
Like,
craziness,
trying to
bro.
do the things, like, I couldn't
We
tell
tried it
how
out. I wanted to see, but it really opens up your peripherals. Like you can see the
Yeah.
full. It's kind of sick. It's like a widescreen
Yeah.
display.
And I remember just having like really meaningful conversations with like everyone kind of.
Yeah, we all like really connected. And it was a dope way to
Yeah,
end off
I
the
remember
year.
that.
But the main thing was that I'll recommend to a lot of people is like, it's cool to do Molly at a party, but try it with your friends or with like a girl. Like just see in a scenario where it's chill and you're able to connect, because it was amazing, honestly.
Bro, I was so surprised because like all of you guys were very, very emotional and you guys were very open about it, you know?
Yeah.
And
It was really
you
weird.
guys
I
were,
felt, yeah, I was about to say it felt really weird. Like I honestly never experienced anything like that.
I didn't expect you
it's an
guys to say
emotional
the shit,
connect.
some of the shit that you said, you know? I was
Like I just
damn.
felt like opening up for no reason to like everyone, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it felt really nice. It was a chance for you to just speak, and
Was
then
it
we all
worth it?
just were together. Totally worth it. There was no like downside, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see a downside to it.
Except the
I
next day.
felt-
Like, the come down's the downside. pretty
Yeah,
much.
the come down. We were all together for the come down too. I remember
Yeah.
that. And we got caught by the one by the MILF, bro. No, we were on
The
the.
milk.
Come down now.
No cap. I was the one that mentioned she was a MILF the first
Yeah,
time.
that's fact. Ethan did
Wait, is
pre
this,
Like as soon as she left, I was like, who would hit that?
this is the day after I left?
Yeah, no, this was
the
you
morning.
had just left the morning after you left.
Oh, did
like
you guys
3
all
a.m.
stay up?
Yeah, we all stayed
Yeah.
up. We did the come down together. By the time
I
we all went
remember
to sleep, we were
specifically, we
sober.
had a conversation. It was like Justin was there too, right? I remember. Do you remember? Like we had a conversation about Corona. Like I don't know, we had a conversation about coronavirus that was deep as fuck. Drew, you and Monty were on the
Right.
side doing some other shit.
Oh yeah,
We're
definitely.
talking conspiracy theories.
Yeah, we were talking about conspiracy theories and
Yeah.
Corona and shit, and that was like that was
How it
crazy at
affects
the time.
Yeah, it was some
Fact.
madness. Nah, I just
So-
remember like the whole like Justin came through a couple. Justin was sober the whole time. Shout out Justin, but he
Shout out
came through and was
Justin,
chilling with us, like having a good time. You know.
No, he balled up. He balled up.
He did. Oh, okay, then bless.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
That's
He
a
couldn't
motive.
have gone to that whole thing.
A
so-
lie?
Justin's a legend though.
He
Shout out
looked to be.
Justin.
I know.
Justin- Justin's a legend. You gotta give him that. You gotta give him the respects for that. Nah, but then we came down. We were all sober together. It was just a very nice, wholesome, like fun experience to have with the boys. It was dope.
Yeah. It was a good group of people and everything. Like,
Yeah, but in the future, River, we'll have to include you on that trip. It's gonna be fun.
yeah.
Bro, I'm down. I
But
just don't want
honestly,
to overdose and die.
I can definitely see how like the come down could be like it could affect different people differently, you know?
Yeah, it could be some
Like,
madness.
if you have a really depressive personality, like that shit might not be too good for you, you know?
Yeah, no, for real.
I don't know.
Okay, now let's
Did-
talk about the one oh sorry, no. What were we saying?
Did everybody experience the come down at the same time?
Pretty much, I would say.
But like there was like a point where we were all just like, yo, I don't know. I remember like realizing I didn't feel too good.
Yeah, there was, but then we were all together and we were all just chilling, so it kind of just went away.
Too, it's fine.
Yeah,
I just
Marty
kept
was
fucked the
done.
next day, so.
Marty was done for bear time. He was still Marty took triple our dose, I believe.
Marty re-upped at one point, yo.
Yeah, Marty took it again. I
Holy
remember.
shit.
Marty was on
Yeah.
some madness. Yeah,
I
shout out.
heard that if you smoked weed, while on the come down kind of like goes away or is like
Yeah,
diminished.
like
That was part of it. We were smoking, so
yeah, like that's weed for you. Yo.
yeah, like,
Like, it's gonna make it better, you know? Like
bro, when I
it'll make it more
smoked
powerful.
on the Molly, it was so nice.
Feels
Was
weird.
it?
yo. It's
I,
nice,
when,
yo.
I, when I smoked weed on the Molly, it was like a different. The feeling was so sick. Like I was high, but I was like
Or you gotta smoke
open.
weed on acid. That's it.
That's the next motive.
Bro, I
honestly.
didn't do that. I
Awesome.
feel like I should have done it.
I smoked on the
You
come
guys,
up.
no, it makes it more intense. I'm warning you guys.
No, I smoked on the come up, like right before I was like it hit.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because I was just waiting. I was bored. But let's talk weed. Let's talk
Yeah, let's
LSD now,
transition. Let's
because
transition to LSD.
that's the super drug right there.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the first time we did it. Okay, so Ethan and Tudor. This is because I don't remember this at all.
Hey, Tudor should go first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did
first
it like the
one-
day before me, right?
Yeah. You
So you got
see
it.
some majority when you're like actually on it.
Yeah, like I was like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
why? Yeah, we were just like tripping balls. We got we got actual LSD. It wasn't like chemical derivative stuff. It was LSD 25. You know, it's
Mm.
super hard to find. That's the actual scheduled drug, Schedule 3.
That's the illegal one, yeah.
Yeah.
You're thinking about if there's like negative consequences for you saying that, right?
No, I was
Okay,
thinking
okay.
how illegal is it? Because it is just Schedule 3. So realistically, if you get caught with it, you'll just get a slap on the wrist. But technically,
Oh,
it's
okay.
illegal.
Okay.
And it was really intense. Like I took 2 tabs. Each tab was 100.
Your first time?
Yeah. And it was either
Jesus
150 or
Christ.
125 UG, right?
Each tab?
Yeah.
Holy shit, bro.
That's
And
fucked.
Insane.
it was really crazy. Like the ego death was just mind shattering. There's a point that like I just went in and I just came out. And, I just looked at everything differently. I don't know how to say it. It was like I was just like, what the hell?
Bro, how do you know if you experience ego death?
Like
You think differently. I don't know.
yeah, it just completely changes your outlook on things.
Yeah, on life. I don't know.
Yeah, like it just changes the way you're able to think about things.
It's
I'll say
perspective shifting is the best way to put
Yeah.
it. Like it shifts your perspective because when you
it's a huge perspective.
experience
shift.
ego death, you're no longer like the way to explain it is like you get an outside perspective, like an out of body perspective.
Yeah.
And then
Like
so the
your
minute you
parents-
see it outside without your
Yeah.
like mind clouding it, it just changes things.
And like more importantly,
Like
like
you
your
just have to
parents and all your
identity.
friends and shit, they've all created like a certain like your outlook on life, right?
Bias.
Yeah.
But like the acid just takes you out of that, and it's like,
So you see
Nah.
things more objectively, is what you're saying. Like everything that you do yourself, that you see all that objectively.
You see everything without like your identity clouding how you see things. You know, because you
Yeah.
pretty much lose your identity when you're actually that.
But is
Like
that
when
a
you're actually
good
going
thing,
through the
bro?
ego death.
It
Um,
can
Like,
be.
I feel like that could be a bad thing for
It
some
could
people
be.
who really value their ego.
It
If
totally
you
could be.
value it, then yeah, don't go for an ego death. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like there's no point in like
But that's the other
going
thing,
for ego death. I feel
like I
Yeah.
have a very high ego, and so when I did acid, I experienced ego death, but it didn't. It obviously, as we all know, it didn't change my ego. It didn't ruin it. What it did is it just gave a new perspective. Like it was just this new way of thinking that was just much more efficient and better than the old way I was thinking.
But are you sure you experienced ego death? Because
I-
you only took like 1 tab of 1p LSD.
Totally
I
certain.
don't feel like it's enough.
if you took 2 tabs of actual LSD, like I feel like you would change your outlook on life. Like it's really
yeah,
tough not.
no,
to.
I
It
believe
really-
further
it
on
really
it definitely
does,
would,
for
but
sure.
there was many moments where
But
it was like you were looking at things from different
Yeah.
perspectives, and then at one point you were looking at things without perspective, and then at one point it got so bad, like it was out of the point where like you could see all the perspectives, and that was where like it really hit. Whereas like you look at your perspective on life, and then you look at a bunch of other people's perspective on your life, and then you evaluate all that shit, and it blows your mind at how
Yeah.
differing or similar they are.
yeah.
Does ego death stick with you after the trip? And for how
doesn't
long?
have to.
Like, do we know?
I think
Kind
it
of
builds
builds back up.
It builds
Yeah.
builds back over time. Yeah,
Like slowly?
yeah,
It's hard not to. I feel that it's natural
yeah.
for
It's
people
natural for
to
you
have
to
an
just
ego.
like build your ego
know,
up. You know, you start feeling good
Yeah,
again.
Yeah.
because
You look at
if you don't
yourself
have an
as good.
ego, then you just won't really succeed in life. You won't really. I know it's bad to say, but like if no one ever had an ego, no one's really gonna strive and push forward.
Trust
for
me,
themselves, you
me,
know?
we agree. Like I agree very heavily on that
You
point.
know what I mean,
Gotta
right?
keep
Like,
it in though.
It's something humans evolved to have.
You can't succeed
because
without
it
an ego.
helps
It's part of
us-
human nature. Like it's
Exactly, yeah. So it'll gradually build up over time unless you actually, just are constantly getting rid of it.
Mm-hmm. So you guys would say like 2 tabs of 1p LSD. Actually, yeah, 1p LSD versus LSD 25. You guys have experienced both, right?
Yeah. Can I talk about my first time?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Go,
My
go.
bad, bro.
So like, Tudor, how much did I take? Because like honestly,
You took 1 time.
so I took 1 tab of like LSD
It
25.
was 150. I swear they were 150 UG.
Anyway, like
Jesus.
I can confidently say it was the craziest experience of my life by far. Nothing can compare.
The first time you took it.
First time, and like
Holy.
Did I go into my room by myself at one point, Tudor? I'm not sure.
Yeah, you did.
But then
I
like,
remember I
I
had to do
started like
something.
completely losing reality. Like sometimes on acid, you like if
Yeah.
you're alone, you get so away from what's like present in front of you, you just get into another like
For real.
I don't know what I don't even know how to
Sense of
describe it.
reality.
It's
Yeah,
a different
you're
space.
just not here.
It's a different
Anyway,
space
and like
altogether.
I was at that point where like I was looking in the mirror, I was tripping the fuck out, and like I didn't feel comfortable, so I called up Jordy. Like I got to include my boy Jordy in this. I called
And
up
he
Jordy.
was also on
Shout out
acid.
Jordy.
Oh, he wasn't because he took it the day before.
Oh, true.
Take
Yeah.
it with me.
And he came in, and this guy was saying like the most like perfect shit to calm me down because I guess he knew exactly like what I was
Yeah.
He's a
going
great
through.
tipster.
Yeah, he was like that experience. Like he came in, he like described like exactly everything I was feeling without even knowing what I was feeling, the right words, and then he put on this like video. I don't know if you guys know who Alan Watts is.
Yeah, I love Alan Watts.
I don't know.
He's like some next philosopher.
Yeah.
And all Gory did was put that shit on and made me listen. He's like, listen to this shit, it'll blow your mind. And I
Bro, you guys need to listen to Alan Watts. Do it sober, do it acid, doesn't matter. I'm serious. Alan Watts, the things this guy says and the way he puts them, he takes such big contradictions. Oh, so good. Alan Watts is one of the greatest speakers.
Anyway, I watched Alan Watts on my first trip, and like, it was crazy. Like, I finally like felt like I don't know, like I was meant to be where I was meant to be.
No lie.
Nothing in this life is expected from me. I just gotta do what I feels right when I feel is right, you know.
Nah, definitely. That's definitely
And
a
then,
big takeaway for a lot of people in acid. I
and
feel
then a
like.
big takeaway for me that like I don't know if a lot of people get. Like I kept thinking about like society. Like I realized how much of a fuck situation that society is at university and all that, and how we
Bro, yeah, no, I
pay
saw
all
that
this
too.
money, pay all this money for this piece of paper.
Yeah.
Then like, you know, we're paying like
Yeah.
thousands of dollars realistically
For a piece of paper.
for a piece of paper just to say that we completed it.
A lie.
And like just all that was going through my head pretty much.
It's
Just like
so
society and how like it's all like function to like make us like act a certain way. And like
facts.
you can choose to like, you know, break out of that. But I don't know.
That the same way Jordy was for you, Joseph was for me, bro. There would be
Mm.
times when I just was so confused and like didn't understand what the hell was going on. And then Joseph would stand and he'd just be there. I never even knew how he got there, but he'd just be there and he'd say something.
Yeah, he followed you around it.
Yeah, but what he was like a spiritual guide. I shit you not. In my world of acid trip, he was a spiritual guide, and like he would just pop out of nowhere. And I believe he was following me around, but from what I knew, I didn't even notice that. But he'd pop out of nowhere and say some shit. Just say the most like just something. I couldn't even specify what he said, but just the right thing at that moment, and it would completely calm me down and move me to the next phase of the trip. And it would be like at exact intervals where like I'd finish a trip and then I'd be like, oh, okay, am I good? Like, what's going on? I'm a little confused. He'd say something, and I'd go into another realm of thinking. It was probably the best thing I could have had.
Drew, you were tweaking.
Yeah.
You were tweaking on acid, bro. Every time you'd be like, no, 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 you can't be here. You can't be here. No, 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 no. No way. Oh
Yeah,
my God. Like,
This
no.
guy, you were indecisive as fuck. You were communicating with like everyone, like on a
Yo, you'd point at somebody. You'd be like, you. Wait, stand here. Stand here. Do this, right? Do this with your hand. And then they'd do that with their hand. You'd be like, oh, wait. Wait.
Yeah.
That
like
was interesting to me because my trip, I legit sat in my room, staring at a fucking wall and the mirror the whole time.
No, I did isolate myself for a bit, but quite frankly, I found it much better to be interacting with people.
I felt that too. Yeah.
What it did for me was I'm very much like my friends are essentially my family, right? So I'm very like into that whole like thinking about those relationships with people and all that stuff. And I'm an extroverted human being. So when I was on the trip, everything felt like a ride and I was just having fun with all this stuff. And people would show up at the exact moment that they needed to show up. And when that happened, I'd just be like, what? Like at one point, the Italian girls who lived next
Yeah, I
to me,
remember that.
man, they showed up at the exact moment. I don't know how to explain that to anybody who hasn't taken it, but they just showed up at the right moment. And I completely questioned them because my whole thing was, this can't be happening right now. This is not happening. There's no way this is possible right now. So when things would happen like that, I'd be like, what? How did you get here? And like, and it was absolutely mind boggling, but it was just the most fun experience ever.
Yo, I'm never going to forget the time where you went to the Italian girl's room with an apple in hand. You started washing the apple in blazing hot water. Like, I don't understand how you stuck your hand in that, right? You turned on the water and it was like all the way maximum hot. And you're washing your apple and like everything was okay, right? I touched the water and instantly like I jerked my hand back. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, bro? I thought you were insane. I thought you were psycho. And then you continued to wash it and you cried.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the fuck, bro? And
That
you
was at the
why
hit.
did you cry?
That was at the start of the trip. And what happened was I was with Ethan and Tudor and all them in Joseph's room. Remember when I took it? And then so I went for a run. I was like, I'm going to go for a run and get my stuff real quick and get prepped.
Yeah.
So
We all knew, before you say that, we all knew when you went for that run, you were going to start tripping the fuck out as soon as you like, got to your room or whatever. Remember, Tudor? We all, like, me, Joseph, and Tudor were all like, this guy doesn't know what he's in for. Like, we were all like, this guy's about to, like, go to his room and start, like, losing his shit.
Yeah, no, I fully didn't because midway through the run, I started tripping, bro. And the hall got longer and shorter. And I was like, what the hell is going on? So
I 6 halls on acid or next?
Yeah, I know.
what's next, bro? But anyways,
It
I
looks
guess
endless and so
Yeah,
close
it's like
as
you've
well.
been walking forever.
it's madness, bro. But I get to the Italians' room because I know that they have apples and that we don't. And like at this point, I'm like, I need an apple right now. So I walk in and I grab an apple and I go to wash the apple as usual. And I'm watching it and I didn't even know I turned the tap to super hot. I didn't feel it at all. But I'm there. But the minute like the heat hit me, I immediately was transported back to like India, like when I was a little boy. Like I was born in India and I spent my first year in India and I go back every once in a while. But when you land, like the minute you land or the minute you're in that area, you can feel like the humidity and the heat. Ethan, you can relate probably to the island stuff, but you can feel it. The minute you got the plane, you can feel that heat. So in that moment, with that on my like the heat coming out of my and the heat on my hand, I was immediately transported back to that point, and all I could see was just my childhood and such a pure point of just playing around in India with the heat and the humidity, and I just started crying because it was just beautiful. Like I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. I was just overwhelmed, and that was the first trip that I had on acid. Like the first part of it was that, so it hit like a different level. I never thought I could have in my life, and I just started crying.
I feel like crying feels so nice on acid.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Like I feel a big sense, like a very big sense of fulfillment.
Yeah, it's really
What
getting
is it?
stuff off
For
your
me,
chest.
music hits so different on acid. Like I
Music.
was playing, like when Jordy, that first time when Jordy's in my room, like I kept playing, it was this one ASAP Rocky track. I kept playing it over and over. I played like 30 times. I was like, are you hearing this? I was like, it's amazing. I was like, this guy is like next.
Yeah,
No, I
bro.
feel that.
Music was a huge part
Like
of my
honestly, I
trip.
think acid
It's like
changed
the
my whole
background music
perspective
as
on
well.
music for me. Because like now I just appreciate it so much and like
Facts,
what it is.
bro.
So, usually for music, on acid, I think I listen to like Mozart and shit. Like just like,
Oh, yeah.
like stupid like piano music. Like I feel like I can really understand what the person's saying.
A
It's
lie.
weird. Like,
Whoa, what
it's
Mozart is
after
saying?
a while. Yeah,
It's
You understand what Mozart is saying?
You can kind of feel like the emotion behind every key. It's
amazing.
strange.
Drew and I, we
the
like
heart, bro.
Beatles, bro.
The Beatles were. I played the top. Like when you go to Apple Music and there's top songs for an artist, I just went from the first top song and I let it run through. But at every single moment, the song was just perfect for being there. It just fit what I was doing.
Yeah, that's
so
what it's
well.
like when I like every time I played a song, I was like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
I not understand. Like I feel like I didn't truly understand the music before, but on acid, I was
Exactly.
like, I fully got it.
Bro, the modest thing happened when the sunrise, as I said, Here Comes the Sun was playing. I saw this sunrise as I walked out of a building, and Here Comes the Sun was playing in my head, and I was like, "This is."
Bro,
I was
song
taking it back.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds,
Yeah,
bro.
that
When
hit.
that shit hit me,
I remember when you played that, you were like sitting on like the stool with like the speaker in front of you or some shit.
bro. I played that shit, and all of a sudden I saw Lucy. That what the hell? That shattered my reality.
It was madness. I recommend though, if you're an artist and you want to do acid, listen to your own music. That was one of my top points because I could feel every song. I was transported into not only the moment I was in the studio, like making it and recording it, but the moment that it referenced, like the story it was referencing, and that back, it just completely. I was crying like in River's bed. I was crying, looking at these stars, like listening to my music. It was the most amazing feeling. And then there was one point where I was listening to some old songs and I just belted. I was like, yo, this is ass. Like I looked at the boys, I was like, yo, this music is shit. I don't know why I ever made this in my life.
It's okay.
Like like when I also did acid with like Joseph, Connor, and Nick.
Oh yeah.
And like I don't know, like I connect from that point on, like I connected with them on a different level. Like I never really hung out with Nick, but like from like I don't know, I'm just connected. It's like a different kind of connection when you do acid with people.
I lie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like from then on, when I saw Connor in class, we would just give each other like a little glance, like I know you're here, I know we're both here.
You
Like,
feel each other.
it's hard to describe, but like it's a thing.
There's
It's a
some
connection that you can't describe.
I lie. Acid is
And
definitely.
I highly recommend doing it. Like boys, we gotta do a trip together. Like
I'm down, bro.
we've never
As
done
soon as we
it, but,
get
like,
back to reorientate ourselves, we'll all do one together.
I'm like,
I'm down.
like the
Yeah.
thing I love about acid is like you're probably expecting something to come from it, but I feel like it's definitely gonna be like something like
Unexpected.
Some next.
unexpected.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Need some madness.
You guys have done Tudor and Ethan. You guys have done acid many times, right?
Well, I've done acid twice and shrooms twice. You haven't really
Acid.
discussed shrooms.
Yeah. Wait, Ethan. Sorry. What the fuck? Tudor, how many times have you done acid?
Like 3 or some shit.
4 times.
4 times. So is it true that like every trip that you go through, you discover something new?
Not if they're too close together.
Yeah, because
not if it's too close.
Yeah.
That's why I know, like my next trip, I know it's gonna be some next shit.
Like
Oh, I haven't done it in months.
Wait like a month or two if you actually want to have like a revelation.
Oh, I
But
see.
yeah,
I see.
yeah.
How about doing acid one day and shrooms like the next day? Like, does that affect the quality of the shrooms? Like the trip that you get, or of course, Tudor.
Oh, the Duke's getting through.
Yeah, it's an awkward conversation.
Yeah.
Jeez. Wow. Wow.
Oh, that's a
Wow.
nod. The smile and the nod. Damn.
Wow. But Tudor back on his guy shit. If you let me
Yeah.
just tell the viewers so they know Tudor is a guy. He's a next guy.
He
Big
is a guy.
yeah.
That's all you gotta
Like,
know,
that's the only
man.
way to describe a guy.
That's
He's a
facts.
guy.
Tudor's a
Tudor's-
guy, bro.
He's the guy.
Yeah, he's the guy. Yo,
Tudor
everyone
the
go
guy.
follow Tudor at Tudor the guy on Instagram.
Yeah, straight up, straight up.
Go link Tudor a follow. Bro.
Okay.
All right, guy, answer the question.
You can't hear you guys.
what was the,
Okay, so like,
I said,
if
Yeah,
you
I heard
took
now.
You're good.
okay, so if you took acid one day, and then shrooms the very next day,
you won't feel it.
Wait. you won't feel it.
That's the
Right,
beauty
so
of that kind of drug. Like,
Very good conversation.
That's a good thing though, because you can't get addicted or like do it bare. Like that's
You
the
got-
best
you gotta
part about it.
wait 2 weeks if you want to even feel it again. Really.
Huh?
You gotta wait 2 weeks between like any sort of
Psychedelic.
psychedelic trip. Yeah, like, except for M actually. That's the one where you can just constantly be doing it. But you know that's where like the addiction problem comes in.
Yeah.
Or how about DMT? What are you guys saying about DMT?
nah, we don't. I've never
I
traveled to
really
that.
want to try it. I really want to try it. Still waiting for the right time because I
Yeah.
know it's
And that's some next shit. Like
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's like
but-
the most powerful psychedelic, pretty much, right?
That one it is, yeah, on Earth. But that one you can actually use it like as much as you want. There's no known tolerance increase, but you don't really want to. You know,
Yeah.
it's not one of those things where you're gonna take it and then you're gonna be like, oh, I want to do that again. You know, like, you're gonna-
Is that like a one-time thing? You just do it once and then it'll like change your
like every
life.
once in a while, yeah. Like from what I've
It
been
connects,
hearing,
yo. Like
yeah.
it has to do with like a whole like the idea of death and that all that like that's all connected to DMT and that whole trip.
You
It's like
just feel like you're dying. Like you're just
yeah, you feel like you're dying.
Do you guys feel like you're gonna do it anytime soon? Like this year, maybe?
planning maybe this summer, but like I don't know. I'm just waiting for like maybe like a time where I can actually be in a good environment.
Yeah, I want to wait like until I do acid and shrooms a couple more times before I even like touch that shit.
Yeah,
What
I want to do it too, but I want to get used to it first, used to acid, and then kind of be on that level, and then be like, okay, this is what this is, and fully experience it, and then hit the DMT and go to a next realm.
Bro, next time I'm doing 2 tabs. And then
Yeah, I'm
3.
about it.
And then 4.
If it's
And then
if
5.
it's
Nah,
LSD
chill.
25, then I'm gonna do 2 times.
I should try shrooms too, though.
Yeah, I have to try shrooms. I
That's
do.
my
I do.
favorite. I'm not gonna lie.
I do.
Yeah,
Shrooms is your favorite?
Okay. Yes.
4-hour trip. You're fucking.
I don't know. I hate
Yeah,
it.
it's really.
Bro,
I like
I just had a bad trip.
them a lot.
You know?
I had one too at one point. It really wasn't fun. Ethan was there actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was helping me see that I was just like not using them how I should.
Was that the time
No,
where you
that's
drank
spiral.
bare shrooms?
Nah, that was perfectly fine. So that was
Jesus.
actually really fun.
Bro, that was some next shit. Let's just let this know. Tudor took a full
Yeah.
mug, took a bunch of shrooms and crunched them up, grinded them up, and then just
5.5 Gs.
No, and you put it with lemon.
5.5 grams.
It's called what's it called? When you put the
Lemon
like
tech.
yeah lemon. That shit makes it more intense and yeah, right.
Not
He just
lasting
took a
as long.
full
Yeah,
mug and just started
metabolizes it.
drinking it. He just started. You could see the little chunks of it inside. Like I don't even know how you bought that, but he just and done.
Gross. That's
The
so
best,
gross.
the best thing we did
pretty
on the shroom trip though, like on the come down, me, Joseph, and Tudor watched fucking like Planet Earth,
That nature documentary, I loved it, man. That
and then
was
we were all
awesome.
just like animals, like what?
Dude. Yeah, you kind of feel like an alien when you watch that type of stuff. You're like, oh my
I feel
god.
like even on acid, like that shit would you understand that shit differently, like seeing animals in the wild in nature.
Animal
like,
Planet?
Yeah, like that type shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember watching Big Les on shrooms. That holy shit.
Oh fuck! We didn't even talk
Shit.
about that. Yeah,
Big
dude,
Les show. Shout out the Big
Good
Les
show.
show.
Oh my
Great
god.
show.
Do not watch the Big Les show unless you're tripping. That's the question.
that time we all took shrooms, me, Joseph, and Tudor, and we watched Big Les. Like, that's
Yeah.
probably my second most mind-blowing psychedelic experience besides the Planet Earth. If Tudor,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. When when we were watching that like Chuma Island thing.
Yeah,
I
that's the one. Chuma Island.
Fuck.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah.
That was next.
Like
I don't even know what to say about
there's a point where I looked to like Tudor and Joseph, and they were just like looking at the screen with like shock and like
that. like hypnotized type of shit.
yeah, and I was just like making sure they were in the same place as me because I was just like, what the fuck, too.
Yeah.
That's some madness, bro. I gotta do it. Shrooms is next too. When we get back
Yeah.
to London, bro. Yeah,
Wow.
We're not gonna get back.
we are
Wait,
gonna get back.
you said you're gonna go back, right?
I'm going back regardless.
Yeah, I'm probably going back.
Yeah, Ethan's
Regardless?
going back.
Yeah.
A man said rent. So like, what's up with that? Like, are you guys still gonna pay rent even if school's online? Like, what's the point of going to London?
I don't know if it's gonna be online now.
We said partly
The
online,
president-
partly in person.
Yeah, but we're gonna have
Yeah.
we're gonna get the confirmation before June 1st or by June 1st.
Like
I think it's all gonna be online.
I still want to make the jump to be like living by myself and like
So
yeah, like I feel like I'm ready to live by myself and figure all that shit out. So like I really want to get
So you're
back
gonna do it.
in September. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make that jump. You know.
Yeah, I'm going back regardless. If res isn't available, then I'll probably get a place or bunk at somebody's. I don't know yet. But
Live at Mahdi's.
yeah, Marty's is probably the motive or Sawhills. I don't know yet. But
All right,
either
River,
way,
are you considering not going, staying at home?
Bro, like money's kind of tight, right? So
Yeah.
I'd probably stay at home if school was online. And that means
I
I'd just
don't
chill
think
with
it
all my
will
old
be.
friends.
I don't think it will be just because the way we've been planning all of my residence events have been in the forum that we're going back. There's been no indication from like the upper like housing staff or anything that it's going to be all online. Like we've been like my team at Essex has been planning the whole year out of shit to do with like limited COVID measures. And I asked them already. I was like, "Okay, so what are you supposed like? Do you even need to plan if it's online? Like, what the fuck are we supposed to do?" And like, no, plan as if it's the status quo. There's a very likely scenario we're going back. So I'm pretty sure the hybrid is the more likely scenario.
Yo, I heard some.
We go on River? I was just gonna say the thing about it though is just that like we just don't know, you know, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still up in the air.
It's so unpredictable, like
Facts.
So yeah, like there's really no point discussing it, you know.
yeah.
Like we'll never know until we get the final say, right?
June
Yeah.
1st, we all
June
cross our
1st.
fingers and pray.
Hmm. But I heard some shit like they're going to. Somebody said like a scientist or doctor said, that it's very likely that there's gonna be a vaccine by December,
Yeah, it makes sense.
and so that means I might be doing some online schooling for the first term, like the fall term, and then going back to Western second term.
Oh, like regardless if it's hybrid, Riv?
Well, no. If it's online,
Oh.
if it's just like all online.
No, I can see why they make it on. Like McGill said they were gonna do it online, regardless.
Fuck hybrid, bro. It's just their way to make money, like Western.
I don't mind hybrid just because I
Yes,
want to
bro.
be in London. That's the only reason I don't mind hybrid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, no, like I like that too, right? But like, yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, McGill is fully online. UBC is fully online.
Toronto's been talking about hybrid as well. So there's some schools that are thinking about hybrid.
there's so much money to go into hybrids, man. Like I feel like these schools, these like money guzzling schools, there's no way they're gonna really like put it all online.
there's
There's
people
no
saying like they should like
They
cut
like money
tuition.
too
or some
much.
shit.
Yeah, no, the government was talking about cutting
possible.
tuition. One of my boys paid
Like, it really
tuition.
makes sense, right? You're not actually going to class.
I'll
right?
lie. Nah, bro, one of my boys were paying tuition for this, I think the summer or something like that, but they only cut it by $200.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah, there was a COVID cut, but it was $200. So if they make it all online and then only cut tuition by $200, I'm gonna riot. I don't care. I'm gonna protest. Ain't no way I'm dealing with that.
Yeah, and I I really like how this conversation relates to weed and LSD and drugs.
I'll lie.
So
All right.
let's end
Yeah.
the podcast right now.
That's what I'm
let's just
saying.
talk about it.
This was
Yeah.
this was a good podcast. We'll catch you on episode 4. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Ethan and Tudor for coming by. You already know this is Genuine Talks, and we out.
We out still. My dick is
Easy,
still
easy,
small.
easy. Your dick is still small.
Yeah, I know. Fuck.